All right. Hang on, I'm just trying to figure this out. This is my first Zoom or first time hosting a Zoom, so I'm trying to figure things out as I go. Um, it's a little complicated. My wife does this all the time and she kills it, and I'm always the one that kind of sits back and watches. So anyway, okay, so what we're here tonight to talk about is social media. Facebook, Instagram, they're all connected since Facebook owns Instagram. They've made some changes in the last couple months. We started to notice it probably 2 months ago, and then they announced it at the end of June. There's actually a public statement that they made, I think it was June 29th, that touches base on some of the stuff. But before we go into all the changes and why it's important, I just want to say social media is just one of the many tools that we have to run our business. It's a great tool, but it's just one of the many tools. I think if you looked at all the top earners in our company, probably only a small percentage have built using only social media. Just because you're having issues with Facebook or Instagram doesn't really give you an excuse not to build. It's just something that you need to overcome. Face-to-face, wrap parties, calling potentials, blitzing, all those things are great ways to build your business. And so is social media, but it's not the only way. Something else I want to touch on that's very important is this is a free training. Other than corporate events, you shouldn't be expected as a distributor that works to pay for trainings. You can definitely pay outside agencies if you want to, but that is totally your choice. And I wouldn't recommend it, but if there's really nothing that we can do to stop you. But if you ever need help, if you need any assistance with anything, go to your uplines. Talk to the person who enrolled you. If they don't know it, have them go to their upline, and so on until you get the answers that you're looking for. I think some people try to seek outside advice, and I just don't think they get the answers they're looking for when you have so many leaders that have gone through the things that you're going through and have overcome them. So follow those leaders, follow what they're doing. And honestly, you'll see later, but a lot of the stuff that we'll touch on tonight, leaders within our company, they're already doing it. They've seen that their exposure's down a little bit, so they've switched things up. They've kind of adapted on the fly. And as you grow in your business, you'll see that you almost have to do that. Like, things change all the time. What worked last year might not work this year. What worked last month might not work this month. So we always have to be adapting to the changes in social media, changes in our business, just all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to put those two things out there first, before we get started, and just kind of lay it out there. But let's move on and talk about social media. We're going to really touch on Facebook tonight. Like I said earlier, Facebook owns Instagram, so some of the things relate, but not exactly. But I think you'll see, if you start making some changes in Facebook and Instagram, that you'll see some positive outcomes. So why is Facebook changing? Well, Facebook is a business, and they're basically evolving as a business. They're a publicly traded stock, and they're responsible or accountable to their shareholders. So essentially, when they started, they had some core values. And as they grew, they probably never thought that it would get as big as it is, but they've had to make changes. And essentially, their core values are what's most important to them. They're kind of coming back to those core values. And as we've all done, a lot of us are trying to use Facebook to build a business, and using our personal profiles as a business page or as a business account. And Facebook is just, pretty, they're sick and tired of that. They allow us to do business pages, but they don't what they're not wanting to do is just let us advertise for free. And that's their choice. There's really nothing we can do about that. So let's look at their core values. If you can remember, if I can remember when it started, it was always about connecting your friends and family. So that's one of they say friends and family come first. The other thing is that your news feed should inform you. Your news feed should also entertain you. And the other aspect is authenticity. So those are like their core values that they're really kind of harping on lately. Actually, one of the quotes from their article that they published a couple week ago says, "The strength of our community depends on authentic communication." So that was a big quote to me that said that they're really kind of hammering authenticity. So what they're trying to say is that, just copying and pasting stuff or things like that, they're not going to allow those posts to show up as much as something that's truly you. Something that my background and my personality is completely different than even Sarah's or Jackie's or whoever else. So, if I post something that gets lots of likes and comments and shares and all that stuff, and then Jackie copies and pastes it and does exactly the same thing, like, they know that, and it's going to get pushed so far down that hardly anyone's going to see it. It's going to have no engagement. It's not going to get the results that my post got, and therefore, it's going to eventually hurt her, Facebook score and everything. So they're really big on these core values. And they've also started to realize that nobody really likes commercials. If we could fast forward through commercials when we're watching live TV, we would. All of us probably would, except for maybe the Super Bowl. But, other than that, we don't like commercials. The exception is we like our own commercials. So they kind of realize that. They're like, okay, if they interview 10 people, all 10 of them say, well, they don't want to see commercials. But yet if we're all out, all 10 of us are out trying to build our business, posting commercials, we like our own, we just don't like the other 9 people. So they're basically trying to get rid of commercials. So they're okay with us advertising. They just want us to pay for it. And that's where business pages come in and things like that. Well, there are ways around that, and the other thing is, maybe it's not best for us to advertise and to post product after product and ad after ad, so really we need to look at this as they're making changes, but these changes are best for us. They're intended to help us. Basically, they created this complex algorithm that's used to hide all the spammy content, non-paid advertisements, and promote all the fun, positive stuff. So what they really like is, let's go back to the core values. Okay, they like those core values of friends and family first. Your newsfeed or your post should inform, it should entertain, and it should be authentic. Okay, they're trying to create value. So anything that you post that get likes, comments, shares, positive, or that gives you positive points, even as much as the length of time that someone stays on your post, they might not like or comment or share, but they just stay on it. That is positive in your Facebook score, because Facebook thinks that post is valuable because you're staying on it. So the 3 good rules when you're getting ready to post something is this: does it inform people? Is it entertaining? Is it authentic? If it's not entertaining or informative, then most likely it's an ad, and they don't really want to let free ads, so you're probably not going to get the engagement that you were looking for out of the post. Basically, you should hardly know the difference between a personal post and a business post. We say this all the time. We're not selling, we're sharing. And so being creative and finding ways to share products and share, your adventure, your lifestyle, what you're doing, is so much better than just going on there and saying and having product post after product post. There are ways to do that, but it's not on Facebook. If you want to be, like I heard a good example that Mike Patillo said one time, that if you post something political, that's which nowadays, it's everywhere. But if you post something political, 50% of your followers are probably going to agree with you. 50% are going to disagree. So you're already making 50% of your followers unhappy by that political post. Is it worth it to do that? Probably not. So staying away from like the political things are always, or whatever post that's a hot topic is always a good idea, because you're more than likely going to upset somebody. So I totally lost my train of thought. So essentially, where was I? Hang on. I've got notes that I'm working on, but
Kevin, that's the story of my life. You were political posts, knowing the dip, like when 50% of your followers will see the political post versus.
Yeah. So essentially, like those, like posting stuff about hot topics, that decreases your score, and it pushes your stuff on down the line, so that future posts are going to have a harder time showing up. When you when you post something that's entertaining or informative or that's fun or whatever, and you're getting a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of shares, that's basically helping your score later for future posts. It's kind of it's allowing, it's kind of like it's a snowball effect. Let's see. So one of the things that's important with posting is making it about them. A lot of times we post based on what's best for us. We post when we like, even the times we post, what we post, everything, it's all about us when we're trying to bring in this audience. So making it about them is extremely important. Matching your content with their mindset is very important. I'll run through a couple quick things now about posting, and then we'll go into like kind of best times to post, things like that. But posting over 6 times a day hurts your score. They say 3 to 5 is a good amount. Even 1 to 2 is better than 6 or 7. So just going, they say going postal and just posting nonstop is never good. Getting creative with your posts, replacing common words like, share, comment, like saying, like below or comment below or share this with share this with, whatever. Getting creative and saying, drop your opinion below, spread the word, give me a thumbs up, anything that's creative, that's different than just your average, like, comment, share kind of stuff. That might increase your engagement. That kind of increases your score. Other things, you also have the ability with your post to set different privacy settings. You can make it to where it's where only you can see it, where only your friends can see it, friends of friends can see it, or public. That's extremely important to know, like, who you're going after. You want to change up your post based on your audience. If you're like, we're in Scottsdale, Arizona, if we have something that's very specific to this area, I might go in and change it to, Phoenix, Scottsdale only, just so that I make sure I'm targeting my audience. Most of the time, if it's a post that I would consider a business-like post, I think you should make it public. There are obvious exceptions. If you have something with kids or very sensitive topics or whatever, then you can obviously set that. But I wouldn't geolocate any public post. But if it's business related, I think you're going to get more engagement from a public post than just a one that's friends or friends of friends or whatever. So I think that's the rule is anything business related, go public. Anything else, set it and go. Make sure you go in and set the privacy settings. The good news is you can always switch it later. If you put something public and you think this might go viral, I don't want to deal with this, go in there and switch it. Or you have something that's really, you didn't set it. Maybe you posted something yesterday and you didn't set the privacy setting, and you want to go back and make it public. Go back and change it. All right, let's talk about best times to post. Quick stat that I thought was really interesting was if you post twice within 90 minutes, you're actually competing with yourself. So your posts have a shelf life. In the first 90 minutes of your post, 50% of your entire engagement happens. So in the first 5 hours, you have 75% of your entire engagement. After about 8 hours, they say that your posts are pretty much non-existent. Now, you have the rarities when you have something that's getting lots of likes and shares and comments and stuff like that. Those, when you have a lot of engagement, that extends the life of your post. That's why it's important to have a lot of engagement. But if it's something that's not getting much, it's probably going to be gone after about 8 hours. So it's always good to have a post out there in the Facebook system working for you. So based on that 8 hour stat, really twice a day is probably the minimum if you're serious about growing your business on Facebook. So I think posting once a day is okay. I mean, sometimes we do where you're gone or whatever. Pick a prime time to make that one post. Usually posts are good between 8 and 9 a.m. in the morning and 8 and 9 p.m. at night. So maybe if you're doing one post out of those two, if it's something that's going to be motivational or something that's going to be short and sweet, maybe post it in the morning. If it's something that's a little bit longer and you want to encourage some people or whatever, maybe post it at night. Just think about, really, I can't stress enough how thinking about your audience is the most important thing when you're making a post. You're putting yourself in their shoes. What is their mindset? What are they going through? What are their daily struggles? What's their daily rhythm? If you're a nurse and you're now all in with it works and you're not a nurse anymore, then maybe, but you still want that audience. You know what it's like to be a nurse. You know what it's like to be working, 7 p.m. at night to 7 a.m. in the morning. Put yourself in their shoes. Walk through what their daily life is like. What's it like when they wake up? What's it like when they go to bed? Are they, I think that's why it's so important to go after like one specific person when you're posting. It's not, you're not sending out to like the mass audience. You're really going after one person. So, put yourself in their shoes. And, are they the type of people that get up and check their phone right away? They say 75% of people under 40 reach for their smartphone first thing in the morning and, right after they wake up. That's probably a good time to post something motivational for someone like that. For me personally, I don't know why, I tend to scroll faster in the morning when I'm kind of just waking up and I'm groggy and I'm just kind of ripping through my news feed. And then at night, I'll actually go back through and go, okay, I think I saw something this morning. Like, what was it? Now, it's frustrating because it's hard to find that stuff, but that's just my personality. That's just what I do. So if I have friends like that, I'm probably not going to go and do some long drawn out post in the morning, knowing they're probably not going to read through it all. I might just do something short and quick, something motivational, maybe a picture with a motivational quote in it. And then later on, at nighttime, I might actually sit down and post something that's more meaningful that really either gives them some encouragement to end their day or something to think about as they go to sleep. It's just different. Everybody's different. And you got to play with it. I mean, there are going to be times where things work and times where things don't work. You have to constantly be paying attention to it and really adapting to your audience and your target. So there are also some just general times that are good. Within Facebook, you'll notice upswings as soon as people wake up and head to school, drop the kids off at school, or go to work. You'll notice upswings at lunchtime. There'll also be upswings at the end of a business day, and then a big peak around the time that people are putting their kids to bed, after dinner and putting their kids to bed. They say Facebook's pretty effective up till 11 p.m. at night. Instagram's effective till about 1 a.m. That probably has to do with the age difference because a lot of younger people are on Instagram and instead of Facebook. But I think they said that, a lot of the younger audience checks their Instagram, kind of scrolls through everything before they go to bed. Sarah and I do that every night, it seems like. So maybe a simple principle, if you're just kind of getting into the rhythm of posting once, twice a day, is for the first little bit, have something ready at 9 a.m. and then have something ready at 9 p.m. And just kind of get a feel for things. And then if there's something throughout the day, post it on there. It's what I see all the time on our group pages, or not a group page, with our team that I follow, is I'll see someone post something really good at midnight. And I'm thinking, well, why? Like, you're not, if no one's going to see it, by the time it cycles back through and the time people wake up, it's going to get pushed so far down that no one's really going to see it. You've come up with a great post. That's awesome. Save it for just a little bit. Put it in your notes. I use our notes all the time. I'll run through. I'll see someone else that posted something cool. I'll make a little note of it, or kind of create a post that's similar to that. Go grab a picture, put it in the notes, and then put a time and say, okay, at 5 p.m. like this is going out. At 8 p.m. this is going out. So just hold on to it for a little bit longer. You're not really, posting it at midnight is not going to do you any good. The best thing is, or the biggest reason is that posting in the right windows helps you get more likes and comments, which then gets you more engagement, which gets more people seeing your post. And then more people seeing your post gets more likes and comments. It's like I said, it's like a snowball effect. So you're really trying to find that Facebook rhythm. And again, that's where going back in and putting yourself in their shoes is really important. Everybody has a rhythm to their day. Like I said, the nurses that work night shifts have a completely different rhythm than teachers, or guys that work 9 to 5, or guys that work in the stock market, or guys that work wherever. I mean, everyone has a different rhythm to their day. So when you're thinking about a post, match that post, the content of that post, to the rhythm of their day. It doesn't make sense to, come up with something great and post it at 10 a.m. if that person you're going after is at the busiest time of their workday, or if they're a night shift nurse, they're sleeping. It just doesn't make sense. So just think about those things. And a lot of the stuff's common sense, but you don't always think about it. And for us, I know one of the biggest things is we do this full time, and there are a lot of days that I'll come up with a great post at 10 or 11 a.m. and I'll post it, and then I'll think, well, why did I do that? Like everyone else is working. I'm sitting here with my kids, but everyone else is working, so no one's going to see it. And part of that, and another part of that is the time zone. So Sarah and I live in Arizona, which is now West Coast time. My family's on the East Coast. Sarah's in the Midwest. If I sleep in a little bit and wake up at 9 a.m. and, come up with something great, some motivational quote for my buddy on the East Coast, it's already noon his time. So, think of your time zones. Think of where your people are. I think they said like 80% of the people in the U.S. live on the East Coast, or between the East Coast and Central Time Zone. So that's important. So if you're like us on the West Coast, we might have to get up early a little bit and post something, or have something. Like I said, that's why using notes is so good. Have something ready, and then set your alarm, get up, post it, and go back to sleep, and just let it work its way through the Facebook system. I will say the problem with posting something and go back to sleep is then you can't really engage with people, and that's also extremely important. When someone's commenting on your post, it's important to kind of keep that conversation going. You don't want to treat them, I think someone said you don't want to treat them like an email, like emails where you're just checking it and you just like comment back, like quick answer, like keep the conversation going, because the more engagement, the more comments, the more people will see it, the more people might jump in on that conversation. So let's see, what else we got? I think, all right, so one last thing I'll touch on, and there's not a ton to this. We'll go over these things now, and then if you guys have questions when I post the link, feel free to ask questions. If there's other specific stuff you want to talk about, we can definitely do this again later. But these things I'm talking about, they're just principles. Posting at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., that's just a principle. Don't get stuck on it forever. Over time, you'll start to see the rhythm to your audience and see what works and what doesn't work. I think just to start, getting stuff out there is great, but over time, like, switch it up, like try something different, see what works, see what doesn't work. One of the things that I've heard people ask is about business pages, and I touched on it a little bit earlier. They always ask, do I need a business page? And one of the stats they said was that posts on your personal profile are 8 times more likely to be seen than business page posts. Now, that's non-paid and not boosted business page posts. If you pay for an ad or boost a post, you're essentially creating a commercial. So that's different. We'll just throw that over. We'll just throw that over there for now. So if I have a business page and I'm posting on there 5-6 times a day, but I'm not boosting it and I'm not paying for the ad, my personal profile is 8 times. My personal profile posts are 8 times more likely to be seen than that business page post. So really, based on that stat, I would say no. Unless you want to pay for the ads and boost all your posts, I wouldn't get a business page. No, I mean, business pages are great. They're also a lot of work, and it's something else to be doing. So you really have to figure out what's best for you. Essentially, like I said, those business page ads and boosted posts, they're commercials. They show up. I get them on my newsfeed all the time from other companies. It's essentially a commercial. They're expensive, and they don't always work. So if you think that that's the way to go, then I mean, you can certainly give it a try, but based on the stats, it doesn't seem like it's worth it. I think they said that a post on a business page that's not boosted will only be seen, will be seen by less than 2% of the people that actually like the page. And that's one of the things that one of the reasons we caught on to this is Sarah and I have a business page, and we have a lot of likes and everything. We noticed that our engagement was way down. We started looking into it. And we kind of could see that Facebook was making changes. And it makes sense. Like I said earlier, they're a business. They can do whatever they want. They're trying to make money. It's essentially like, you have a mom and pop coffee shop that has great coffee, but they also have great Wi-Fi. Well, in the beginning, people are coming in there for the great coffee. And then they start realizing that, wow, they got great Wi-Fi. Well, then they're just coming in there for the Wi-Fi. Now your great mom and pop shop is not making any money because, nobody's buying anything. So that's essentially what Facebook figured out is we have this great forum or this great platform. We have, 1.2 billion people using it. Now all these people are trying to, advertise on it. They realized it wasn't a very good business model, and so they started cracking down on it. The other side of that is they also realize that all the users don't like seeing commercials. So it's kind of like they're protecting all of us as users while also trying to protect themselves as a business. So it makes perfect sense why they did that. And you really can't blame them. But one of the last points I'll make was that we get questions all the time about a domain, like having a separate domain through GoDaddy that you can forward your .myitworks.com website. When we first started It Works, we posted our website all over Facebook. Then it started getting blocked. And that's no reflection on It Works. It's purely a reflection on people spamming and doing things that they weren't supposed to be doing with the link. And so they just, once it's blocked, it's blocked. There's really no way to get it back. So we started using GoDaddy. We'd buy a domain, mask it, forward it, and then be able to post that domain. Then all of a sudden, within the last 6 months, those started getting taken down. And now it's like, okay, we got to figure out something else. And so I still like the idea of having a domain that's shorter. You come up with your business name, and it's Sarah's Wrap Revolution.myitworks.com. And if I'm talking to somebody, that's a hard one to get out and a hard one for them to remember. It also doesn't fit very well on a business page or a Blitz card or anything, or on a picture or anything like that. So I still like the idea of having the domain, even if it's blocked, just because I think you can share it quickly. If you're messaging people, it's easy sometimes to take your conversation from Facebook, from a post to a text message, taking it private or taking it to Messenger, and then you can take it to a text message and give them posts. You can also get creative and say you have a picture that's maybe a digital image of a Blitz card and your website at the bottom, and someone in Messenger says, "Hey, I can get your information." Just send them that picture. You've got your domain on there. They can type it right in. If it's something that's clean and quick to remember, they can type it right in. So I still like that idea. It's just something else. It is an extra step, but they're really cheap. I mean, they're usually domains are $12 a year or something like that. And I just think it's worth it. Like I said, it fits better on a Blitz card. It fits better on a business card. It's easy to get information to people. And then, and if it's not blocked, then share it until it is. I mean, we've had a couple that are blocked and a couple that aren't, and it just is the way it is. We don't really know why. Facebook has cracked down on it so much, but they have. So I hope I touched on some of those things. I guess I'll try to figure out how to open this up for questions if anyone's got any. Jackie?
Of course I have questions. Okay. So Kevin, thank you so much. That was awesome information. Do you know, as far as like the Facebook score, and I know like Facebook's elusive and we don't really know like how the algorithm really works essentially as far as scoring goes, but okay. So for example, I've noticed something that I'll do is I'll post, like, this is just an example. The other day I post about Kylie lip kits. I really want one of those Kylie Jenner lip kits. And I'm like, what does a girl got to do to get a lip kit? Okay. I had more comments, like 24 comments and engagement on that stupid post about a Kylie lip kit, which I do want, and I did get, by the way. Yeah. But does that increase my score? So then if I go and post something 2 hours later, that's maybe I'm incorporating my business with that. Is that going to be shown more? Is there any correlation between that? You know what I'm saying? Like if you post.
No, I think so, because essentially what they're saying is that if you're the type of person to post fun, engaging posts, then that next post is going to get shown more and more. Now, if you're the type of person that's just spamming and you're posting product after product and it's all business posts and everything else, then I think the next time you post, they almost label you as, okay, that's just, Jackie, the crazy business person. And you get hammered for that.
You get docked.
It's like a running tally. And so the more you post, the more engagement you get, and the more, the next time you post, I think your engagement grows. Also with that is the more you, as a user, comment, like, share other people's posts, that helps your personal score as well. They want it to be a fun, friendly environment where, everybody's posting informative, entertaining stuff. And so that's, I think you're right on there that it's going to help you.
But I think
and that's why mixing in some of the business things and mixing in your story is very important as well.
Absolutely. Like I've noticed, and I don't know if you and Sarah have noticed on your business page, but I'll share links to certain like recipes I'll love or things like that. And I'll notice my engagement number is like 400. And when I've been having engagement numbers of like 12 on some of my posts, and I'm like, what the heck? But then I'll get a loyal customer out of it because people are seeing my posts. So I started trying to do that with my personal page more. And I think that leads into just being your authentic self. Like pick stuff that is authentic to you. Like I love makeup. I love it. I love health and wellness, but be you. And so yeah, that's cool. I'm excited to know that. I didn't know that.
And that's what we noticed on our business page too, was we started actually, I don't know if this was good, but we started sharing, like I think Sarah does a great job on Instagram. She does a lot of stuff that is, our personal stuff mixed in with business. And she does a really, really good job of that. So we started sharing some of those posts to our Facebook business page. And we started noticing that our engagement immediately started going up. Well, what I've heard is we can take really cool pictures on Instagram. Instead of actually sharing it to Facebook, since the picture is usually captured in our camera roll, take that picture and then post it to Facebook. You can even copy and paste your Instagram post, but then share it, or not share it to Facebook, but post the same thing on Facebook, but just not share it. So that's one of the things that we'll be doing is like with her. So we both try to mix in stuff with our business page. So I'll look at her Instagram and go, man, this is a really good post. This quickly got 30 likes on Instagram. I'll take that picture, copy the content, maybe switch it up a little bit and post it to our Facebook business page. But it's definitely, we noticed when you start mixing in your personal life with your business stuff that your engagement really starts to go up.
Before, I just want to call out Jen Seringer. Are you on here right now? Just because this is a great example of business pages. So she has a business page, you guys, with over 189,000 likes right now.
Good gosh.
Mind blowing. She started as a mommy's page, which she's now converted over. But I want her, if she's on here, to tell.
Uh-oh.
Scott. Uh-oh.
I got you. I missed you. I missed like 5 seconds.
No, I just said I would love her to tell you guys about it because I think it's an interesting numbers game when you hear about how many people she actually see her posts. Sorry, my dogs are psychotic. Actually see her post having 189,000 likes. So I always tell my new DTs to focus on personal pages, not a business page, and this is exactly why. So if Jen's on, I'd love her to chime in. But.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I have my hair up today, but my page, it's like 157,000 likes. And the only time we really get like anybody interacting is with funny mommy posts or funny personal posts. I usually have to promote my business posts, if that makes any sense. And even so, if we have all those people on our page, we only get about 500 views. So.
And this is a personal page?
No, this is a business page.
This is a business page.
Yeah, we lucked out with the page. We started it probably 4 years ago as a mommy's page. Because Facebook got very strict. And we got over 200,000 likes and it went down. Last September, we just started to launch it again. So.
Do you know what's crazy is that's a ton of likes. Another stat to keep in mind, though, about likes that is good and bad, I guess, or bad, is they say 94% of people that like your page don't ever go back to it. So that's why keeping things going and keeping things positive and increasing that those likes, that increases your chances of those people actually coming back to it, and you'll be more productive. We have a lot of likes, not nearly as many as that, but we started noticing engagement was going down, and then I'm thinking, well, yeah, I looked at our page and it was all business posts. And then once we started doing, personal things and fun things, then it started to go up again. So it's crazy how it works. The algorithm is always changing. Your scores, I guess, always changing. But just paying attention to it, really, and not getting down. Because there's sometimes that we'll post something and I'll think like I'll put a lot of time into it. and I'll think, man, it's a great post. And then it'll get like 1 like, and it's like my mom liked it. And I'm thinking, like, what the heck? I really put a lot of thought into that. It's just, but then I started thinking back, well, I haven't posted anything for a couple of days. I haven't been on Facebook that much. And so really it's not that exact post that's bad. It's maybe all my activity before that or engagement around it. So really just keeping things fun. Like I've said a couple of times, it snowballs. It really just keeps going. But gosh, that's a lot of business likes. I'm jealous of that. Okay. So are there any other questions? Anything else that, did you just ask what if we work as a team and engage each other's posts?
Well, that's a good question.
I did.
I love that. I totally think so. I think, there are times that I will be flipping through Facebook and, it's tough because we're all at Works distributors. And so a lot of times we get a lot of friend requests from each other, and that's great. But I mean, that's a perfect time to boost each other up, commenting on someone else's post or liking it. That will definitely, you're essentially helping each other out. The other thing that hurts everybody is when someone hides a post. If I'm sitting there, and I totally came back to the thought, Jackie, when you helped me out earlier, but when you're posting something like political or something, or you're posting products, you're posting something that other people don't like, and they start hiding it, that's when you really get hammered. That's when Facebook says, okay, whatever this person is posting, no one else likes, they're not bringing any value to the table, so let's just push their stuff way down to where no one sees it. And then that's when you're really only going to see, 1 or 2 people, or 1 or 2% of your people, your followers, actually seeing your stuff. That's when you really only get your mom liking your posts. So, helping each other out, going through liking other stuff, commenting on other stuff, that definitely can, you can work as a team, kind of do it to help your engagement. Okay, what do you think about using Buffer to post? I'm kind of torn on Buffer because you're like scheduling your post, but at the same time, like, it depends on how you use it. I think if you use Buffer and you're sitting there the night, tonight, and you're thinking, okay, like, I know this person or these type of people that I'm going after, they're going to be doing this, this, and this. So I'm going to put these 3 posts out at these times for tomorrow. I think that's great. Because when you're scheduling it, it's already like, it's there. You can use it. If you're the type of person that's going, you know what, I'm so sick of posting, I'm just going to create 20 posts, and over the next 20 days, I'm going to post them, and I'm going to post it all of these times, then I think it's bad. So just I think Buffer is good. It just depends on when you use it. One of the things Sarah and I like to do when at nighttime is we'll come and think of 2 or 3 business posts and schedule them the night before. We rarely ever schedule anything further out than a day or 2, because as we know in social media, things can happen in a split second. You can have, it's like you can have something happen and the whole world talking about it, and the next 2 days, that's all they talk about. So scheduling it too far out, I think, is ineffective. But using it to schedule it, if you're doing it the right way, it's fine. Does Facebook give you negative scores for using? That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. I don't think so, because I mean, they're really smart, so I know that they know how to do that.
I know, because it says Hootsuite, or it says like where they posted. So I'm wondering if that takes away from authenticity, if they're going to start docking you for that. That's just.
See, I would think not, because only because some people that I follow that have huge engagement Buffer and Hootsuite. So I'm thinking if they use it, then why not? I heard Facebook is going to give negative scores for frequent messaging. Okay, Caitlin, are you talking about Messenger? Like using Facebook Messenger?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. That's another point I missed. Glad you picked up on that. Okay, so Facebook Messenger, if you copy and paste on Facebook Messenger, which I've been completely guilty of, sometimes we'll boost a post and we'll get like 100 messages and we'll just go through and copy and paste. That like eventually kills us on our Facebook business page, because you're just they think that you're kind of spamming. So a couple ways they said to get around that is, for one, don't just copy and paste. And I know that's tough, but maybe switch it up a little bit. The other thing that's really big on Facebook Messenger is audio and video messages. Those get huge positive points. And I don't think you can, I wonder if you can like record an audio message. I don't know. I know it's tough when you're trying to message, when you have like 20 people that message you. I know it's tough, but that gets back to the authenticity part, is taking the time to go through and take an extra minute and write something out instead of copy and paste it, or, take an extra minute to shoot a quick video or a quick audio, really helps you out. The other thing that's really big that Facebook is going to start scoring more positive points for is using their new features. So I think something like Facebook Live has been big. People that use that, like they're saying that that's going to almost double, triple your engagement. So just taking, like, instead of shooting a video, we shoot videos of our kids doing crazy stuff all the time. Maybe doing a Facebook Live, that's going to show up a whole lot more than pictures or videos in the future. Also, when they come out with those new features, Facebook's kind of tricky. It's like they had that situation in Paris, and they have the Orlando attacks, and they have all these different things where they want you to kind of change your profile. That's a game to them. Like, it's a trick. Like, they want to see how many people follow. So what they're trying to do is kind of weed people out. If you're the type of person that's always doing that, they kind of know, like, they kind of put you in one little category. And if you're the type of person that's not, then they kind of put you over here. So when they start doing new features and new things like that, like, they're kind of, in a way, they're seeing what you're all about. Like, but they love when you use the new features. So I think, like, the new one's Facebook 360. I've started seeing some people do that, and they'll take a picture and it's like you can move it all around. Like, I've seen those all over my newsfeed. I had no idea what it was until I read one of the latest articles where they mentioned that Facebook 360 was going to be really big. So using new features, like, it's kind of like Facebook kind of creates a little bubble around all of us, and it's like when you're bringing a lot of stuff to the table, they're rewarding you with a lot of engagement and a lot of, like, interaction. When you're not, they're really not helping you out. So that's kind of how they work. Let's see, any other questions? Yeah, so I'm just thinking back to the Facebook Messenger thing. I think that's everything I had in that. That was definitely something I wanted to touch on, because we use Messenger a lot. We always like to take, you always like to take comments and stuff. Someone will like your post, and it's like, hey, you want to message them in Messenger and not make it, public. So Messenger's good. I think it's really important to focus on what you're doing in Facebook Messenger, because spamming people or sending the same message over and over again, or just a stock response, it's just going to kill your engagement on your personal profile and possibly business page or anything else. So definitely pay attention to that. Let's see. I'll run back through my notes. I don't think I don't think I have anything else. Facebook privacy. Okay. Here's another question. How can you see your traffic? I have no idea. I don't know. That's a great question. I'll have to look into that one. Okay, you guys go. All right, so
Thank you.
we've been on almost for about an hour, so that's good. So I'll stop recording this. We'll post it, share it with your teams. Let me know if you have any more questions, and we can keep talking about this stuff. But we're all in together. We're all trying to figure out what Facebook's up to. It's changing every day. You know, it could completely change in the next month. We have no idea. But the gist of it is they have their core values. They're going to stick to that. And, you know, really, if we want to build our business on this platform, then, or use it as a tool to build our business, then really it's you got to, you know, abide by the rules, or they're going to put you on probation or in Facebook jail. And that seems like that'd be really tough to get out of. So we'll kind of end it here. And you know, like I said, I'll post it, and let me know if you have any questions. And appreciate you guys joining, and we'll talk to you later.